Well, part of the design is the most beautiful part of the garden with the organ type cactus. Francisco Toledo said that if we have a living wall like this, a living fence, we are just making art at home. But also the organ pipe cactus, it's another dye plant in Mexico. We can boil a piece of the cactus and we can dye our hair black, or for the wool and cotton. That's in Teotitlán del Valle. But also we have next to the nopales or prickly pear is a very important plant that had to do with the history and the economy of the entire world, but especially the economy of Oaxaca state. When you visit the church, you see a different economy of Oaxaca state. It's so rich inside, but when you go outside, there's the poorest state in Mexico. Everywhere in Oaxaca is so poor. The Church of Santo Domingo explains that the economy was so different because of cochineal. Cochineal is a parasite insect that lives on the nopal. It's a female only that is attached on the nopal and is sucking on the juice of the plant. So eventually the insect killed the plant, but it's a plague that was adapted to live on it. And then when the insect is sucking on the juice, this is turned into carminic acid, which is the red color that everybody knows these days. But before the Spaniards came, the societies were very marked by the color of the clothes. So only the rich people could wear red clothes, and it was easier. It was easy to see who was the poor. The people that dresses on clothes with no color, those were the poor people. So Spaniards were looking for a way to equalize the societies or to highlight among others. So when they came to here, they were amazed when they saw the indigenous women with the red color on their cheeks, on their lips as makeup, or indigenous people wearing very brilliant red clothes that they never had or even seen in Europe. So Oaxaca became literally the mine of the red gold for the Spaniards. A kilo of grana cochineal is this very tiny insect. A kilo of this was more expensive than a kilo of silver, or it can be more expensive than a kilo of pure gold in other countries. So Spaniards made the indigenous people slaves, and then we harvest tons and tons and tons of cochineal, millions of tons of cochineal that were sent to Spain, and then Spain became the center of distribution of the red dye, and that's when the history changed, because China used the red color from Oaxaca for dyeing the silk, also the Middle East and India for the rugs and carpets, and since then the Pope wears the red coats in cochineal, red from cochineal, the cardinals, the uniforms of the guards of the palace in England, and over the years, over the history, artists like Rembrandt, Velázquez, and Van Gogh used the red dye that came from Oaxaca state. So this color changed the economy of the entire world, but most importantly, the history. And then the Spaniards felt guilty. I don't think so. They wanted to pay back the money to these indigenous people. So indigenous people got paid only with the church, only with that building. That's the only thing that the Spanish left in Oaxaca, a very luxurious church. The outer piece was pure gold originally, until Mexican soldiers used it as military barracks and destroyed the place. So cochineal is the red dye, so you can see it here on my fingers, in my hands. So this is the color that for dyeing Campari. Campari, the Italian drink, or Kraft uses for ketchup, Jofate for strawberry yogurt, Minute Maid for pink grapefruit, and Starbucks used the red color until a group of vegans knew that they were drinking the blood of the insect in the frappuccino, so they made a protest. So Starbucks is no longer using cochineal as a dye, as a natural dye. You know? Well, if we add vinegar, lime juice, baking soda, limestone, we can change the colors up to 30 different colors or more. So that's a process that many people know here in Oaxaca. That's in Teotitlán del Valle, the famous village of rugs and carpets. So you can visit it. So I have 3 cochinillas. anyone wants to squeeze it to see how acidic it is today. Yeah, just squeeze it.
Vamos al rancho de la nopalera.
¿Van a ir hoy? Ah, qué bueno.
The vegetarian's gonna
Yeah, La Panochestli. Yeah, that's a very interesting place. Yeah, it is.
Can I lean on you?
Yeah.
Sure.
It's
Vegetarian chapalinas.
Just squeeze it in your hand.
The other one?